I've ridden this binding so much, the Union Atlas. I love this binding. I mean, it is a friend. I have 3 pairs, and by the time you see this video, I'll probably have 4 pairs, because I love using these bindings to ride, you know, take 4 different boards out that are very similar in the way they ride and put them all on the Union Atlas and you know, use them for testing. These are some of my absolute favorite bindings out there. They've got a new strap this year, kind of like the higher end strap was passed down to the Atlas this year, that was on the former T-Rice. The T-Rice has something new, and you know, it's got a lot of good things going for it, a lot of good things. This new strap is really comfortable. It's very supportive. My one complaint is it's a little thick, and it feels like a little, like, you gotta be careful to not crank it down too much. If I crank it down too much, I feel a lot of pressure. I just feel like I have to get it just right, and then it's good. This toe strap is amazing. One thing I love is just the on-the-fly adjustability. When this is on the board, you can do that. And so I love it because I ride with guys who have bigger feet and we're constantly switching boards. So I'll just set these up for my 9s back here. And then when my buddies on reduced footprint 11s or 10.5s or something like that, when it's their turn, we just move it forward and voila. It's ready for them, and there's no bullshit. Sometimes they have to adjust this. This is longer this year, so it fits a wider variety of boots, and I really like that. I love this high back. This is probably my favorite high back in Union's line, maybe other than the team high back, the soft one. I think both those are great, because what I love about the Atlas is it provides this base plate seems to provide a lot of response. And then this high back, you can bend it. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm bending it back. And then it's got a twist and a bend, yet it's still very responsive. It's like kind of, yeah, I'd say medium fast. It's like borderline on being really responsive. Now, I mean, if you compare it to something like the T-Rice, Falcor, no man, this thing is much more responsive. This is at like a 5 out of 5 in terms of response, and it's got a mini disc, and it's lighter, and it's more playful. It's faster, it's meaner, it's more buttery. But you know, there are a lot of advantages of this Atlas, and for me, I don't need the most in response. Even when I'm pairing it up with boards that really require responsive bindings, these still do just enough for me. The only thing that I wish the Atlas had that this does is the mini disc, the Falcor. You know, the mini disc here, a mini disc here would be amazing, but it's a toss-up because you can see there's this long-ass channel. I can put the bindings, like I can mount them like this or like that. Which is really cool. I love the ability, the adjustability of this binding, and yeah, the butterability isn't quite there. I'd probably be willing, I'd love for Union to add a mini disc to this, but not change this toe ramp, because what you're seeing with the Falcor and the high-end bindings is your toe ramp is not adjustable. This has 3 positions, so I love that. I can get this dialed out to my boot a little better. With this, you're relying more on the heel loop, and for me, that's kind of a bummer because, like with the Union Falcor here, it doesn't have adjustability in the heel loop, where this has true adjustability in the heel loop. You can see 3 little spots. Maybe you can, I don't know. But I'll do it in the on the table review down below. There are 3 little spots. You can also adjust the heel loop, you can adjust the toe ramp, and you can adjust the high back rotation. I just do something simple because I'm lazy these days, and I found that if I push this side all the way in and pull this side all the way out, I've got good high back rotation. You can kind of see, you know, when you're pushing this, when you're putting this on a board, this lines up with the heel edge better, kind of like this Union Force does here. And this is basically, you know, very in line with the response of the Union Force. This just has an auto cant. This just has a better base plate that seems to be a little more responsive to me, and a softer, more comfortable high back. So, and it has a better, personally for me, I like this better, slightly bigger, more supportive ankle strap. So that's why I prefer the Atlas over the Force. But if those aren't a big deal to you, you can go with the Force. And if you want more response and more butterability, you can go to something like the Union Ultra, or the Union FC, or the Union Falcor, that has an auto cant too, and a mini disc. But I find that, you know, I like the adjustability and the versatility of this a little better. I think if they just switch this to a mini disc, I think this would really up the butterability. I wouldn't want to go to a base plate like this, unless it had this sliding adjustable toe ramp, because I don't like going to that standard toe ramp. But anyways, all in all, can't say enough good things about the Atlas. That would probably be my only gripe, but everything else about it is great. It's adjustable, it's reliable, and it's just a badass binding that can work with a wide variety of boards. I can put this on mountain freestyle rides all the way up to the stiffest, gnarliest free ride boards I have. So that's what I love about this Union Atlas. My only issue is, how am I going to get 3 pairs to match on my old bindings so I can put those on so all 4 match perfectly. So Union, you know what I'll be asking for.